Welcome everyone, and I am again excited to be back at Autocast where we just talk about automotive. We are continuing in our series of episodes where we get experts from the industry who just are talking about automotive cars, what's happening in the world of mobility, technology in this domain. I am very happy that today we have a guest who is bringing diversity in our series. I'm very happy that Mr. Haytham, who has joined us today, and who's going to talk about different angles of cars and luxury, right?
Yeah.
Welcome, Haytham, on board.
Thank you, Muneeb, first for having me on this podcast. And it's a really nice initiative that we're doing here where automotive enthusiasts can talk to each other and discover brands more, discover automotive more in the GCC. I don't think it's been done before.
Excellent, yeah. So I think for our audience first, before we get into talking any specific field which we may be talking about today, is good to know about yourself, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I've had previous experience with many automotive brands like Ford, Cadillac, BMW, Mini, Rolls-Royce, and now I'm heading Exceed and Xlantics as senior brand manager.
Yeah.
And it's been an experience curve, to be honest.
Yeah. So you're the luxury guy here, yeah?
I'm the luxury guy here. It shows.
Excellent. Yeah. So you have experience, I think, luxury towards climax.
Yeah.
From say legacy German brands, and now you are actually building it up in a new field, I guess.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah. Excellent. So in terms of your background, right, you have shifted from working in a very diverse established brands and now working in Exceed. How has that experience been for you?
So to be honest, the luxury brands that have been established, the legacy brands we call them, they are not trying to prove themselves. They taught me how to be focused on the details. They taught me how to be disciplined in execution. They're not trying to experiment with their identity. They're trying to preserve the legacy they had that they've built over X number of years. And it shows you that for legacy brands, usually it's not about what you communicate, but it's about how you behave.
Yeah.
And in Exceed it was a bit different. We're not protecting legacy. We're not building on years of experience. We had to architecturally build the identity of Exceed step by step and without taking any shortcuts. Because for these brands, you have to be different. You have to have fundamentals more in place than the legacy brands, especially for upcoming brands.
I think that's spot on. In today's world, if you ask any child that what is your dream car, I think by default, I think someone is going to say either it's Mercedes or BMW.
Yeah.
Right? That's the name, the power of the brand's name.
Yeah.
But in today's world, I see there is a shift away happening from loyalty towards legacy, towards building that DNA of the brand. And I think we are seeing that in Exceed right now.
Correct.
Right?
This has been a shift in the mindset of the market because we've noticed over the past few years, first of all, the Chinese market is growing. It shows you that it's no longer about legacy. It's no longer about where you're coming from. It's about what you offer. And as long as any brand can stick to their story and stick to what they promise, it's an easy road for them. But when you overpromise, underdeliver, we all know that formula never works. Yeah.
Exactly. So because, look, customers are looking for authenticity. And what's the promise behind your claim, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's good, right? So in terms of the shift, look, man, I personally would dream of working in Rolls-Royce and BMW.
Yeah.
That's I think I would say that it's a epitome and it's a climax of luxury.
It was an experience, yeah.
Right. So what made you shift from working in these established brands to experimenting in a Chinese luxury? Yeah.
So honestly, it was a challenge kind of shift because I knew for established legacy brands, there's not much to be done but preservation, as we're saying. But for a new brand like Exceed, honestly, I came in with a humble opinion at most. But I remember, if you remember this day, the day I joined, when I first test drove the RX, I directly came back to you and I was like, this is an X4 without the logo.
Yes.
The same performance, the same technology, the same interior design, the same exterior design. The car blew my mind. And from that moment, I knew it was a stepping stone of how to build the brand. We needed to make it an affordable, modern luxury brand. And with all the offerings from Exceed, it's already proving itself right.
Excellent, yeah. I think, look, my humble take on Exceed has been that when people drive it, they are wowed.
Exactly.
They have not discovered the specs. So the myth about the Chinese cars are loaded with specifications, they experience it themselves. As you're talking about RX, I mean, if you talk about VX as well, VX is is sometimes I say that how can this car be priced at this much, right? Yeah.
Also, the VX was a surprise for me because the new shape, when it came
Yeah.
through, I remember opening the door, I looked at it, I'm like, that's an Escalade. I
Yeah.
closed the door, conversation done.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. The shape of it, the look and feel of it, the drivability. I drive a VX myself, and I bought it on conviction because till now, I would not think about changing this car. It has all the features that you would require at the comfort level, at the price point. So for me, it fills all my needs, ticks all my check marks. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
What's your favorite feature, by the way, on the car?
In my VX,
On the VX, yeah.
I swear it's the drivability,
Yeah.
the comfort of the drive, and you shift it to sports mode, the car becomes a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Even for its
yes.
size.
Yes,
even
yes,
for
yes.
its and the new VX PHEV that's coming out. This one is a total different animal, 597 horsepower.
Oh, yes.
This
yeah,
car
yeah.
drives like an insane beast on the road.
Right. So it has
Yeah.
off-road capability, I guess.
It has 7 modes. It has
Yeah.
a lot of capabilities that you wouldn't expect on a 7-seater car.
Yeah.
And the sound system, the 3 screens inside on the new VX, the ambient lighting, the massage, everything is premium, but
Yeah.
the price is affordable. So that disconnect makes you know that there's a high value for what you're paying.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
look, here I'm actually just curious listening to this. How do you make customers believe in the claim of authenticity of luxury, right? Because look, seems very difficult to believe that when you're saying with conviction that it has everything better than Escalade or Navigator or some powerhouses
Yeah.
of Infinity. How can this be true that the price gap is almost is half or even more than half, right? Yeah. How is this possible? Yeah.
So this comes down to Chinese manufacturing, and we know that in China usually it's cheaply produced, but that's not the full story actually. And they're always aiming to improve the cars to customers' tastes. So whenever even we have a new launch, there's a survey that comes out directly after it, making sure that the customer expectation matches the brand. From their side, they know that they can manipulate or be careful with the price points to not over exceed, but to also over deliver.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we've seen in the market, what we've seen from Exceed, it's not just about where the product is or what you have in the product. It's about also what the dealership, Yusuf Ahmed Ghanem, is doing on ground. So when you mix product specifications, pricing with customer journey, customer experience, ownership, and all of this, no matter what the price you pay, which is not a lot, it's always at an advantage for the customer.
Yeah.
It's always makes sense in your mind that 1 + 1 will equal 2.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Look. As you were explaining, I have a flashback of a real story in Exceed. I think that was before you had moved to Exceed, where the customer who came in and he was thanking me. I've always given this generic example that now you are representing Exceed, so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
He was like, "We are very thankful to you." I said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "No, you have really saved me 20,000 kid." He bought the VX for like around 10,000.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Why?" He said, "No, I would have bought for my daughter actually 30,000 dinars, a premium car, German one, but I bought everything which could have been on the car for 10,000 KD." So that's the level of customers' experience. Yeah.
Same as an RX. So an X4 is 24,000, RX is around 12, 11, and even lower on the lower trims. So your mind automatically calculates it. I find everything in the car at half the price. What's the brand has to do anymore with it right now?
Yeah, exactly. What more can you offer?
Yeah.
Exactly. So look, I think knowing this, let's shift towards your specific experience about the authenticity of Exceed's offering, right? If you compare specifically about legacy luxury versus building luxury, how does it go about?
So legacy luxury is more about keeping your perception as it is without changing. Modern luxury is about a daily struggle. You daily have to prove yourself and earn the trust of your customers.
Yeah.
Right now, customers are fully informed.
Yeah.
The internet gives you everything. They're very impatient and they're very comparable. They compare a lot between the brands. So when they do that, you have to be on par or you lose. And because we know that these customers are always looking for a brand that gives them the good feel or the specs that they need, it doesn't matter where the brand comes from anymore.
Yeah.
So you need to be on par. You need to project and protect what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because the market is very brutal. It will not pardon your mistakes. It will not hide your shortcomings or your inconsistency.
Yes.
At any point where you do not match what you're saying or you do not offer what you promise, then you lose credibility in the market. And that's the hardest struggle with new luxury brands.
Yeah, but look, I'm confused myself, I'll tell you, let alone the customers. I see every single now Chinese manufacturer in Kuwait
Yeah.
claim the word in Arabic fakhama.
Fakhama,
Right? I mean, it has now become such an overly used term that I would question authenticity, that how can Exceed make that claim when a mass brand is also making that claim. So how does Exceed is able to prove to a customer that it is genuine fakhama, it's genuine luxury?
So this is the exact play we did for both Exceed and Exlantics. How we're doing it is that we're proving modern luxury in different steps. One of them is that we walk the walk and we talk the talk.
Yeah.
So whatever we promise our customers, we don't deviate from it.
Yeah.
We make sure that from the moment you enter the showroom till the moment you receive your car and drive it off, there's consistency in behavior and experience and in greeting. You're always greeted by smiling personnel.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is something we've built in our showrooms. We ensure that in the after sales, you're very well taken care of. We ensure that the price value proposition is very fair. It's very well contented. It's very good priced. So if any of these factors fail, then we lose the credibility of modern luxury.
Yes, exactly.
But this is something we're not allowing to happen in Exceed because we will maintain our word and we will maintain our promise to our customers.
Excellent, yeah. Look, by the way, you mentioned about Exlantics as well.
Yeah.
I have seen those cars. I mean, ES and ET.
Yeah.
I mean, if Exceed was a step up towards claimed luxury to a proven luxury, Exlantics, I think, takes it a step above, right?
Yeah, so Exlantics is a step towards sustainable mobility.
Yeah.
Because the REV, the EV, the BEV that we have in these cars give you incredible mileage, up to 1,200 at very good fuel economy.
Yeah.
The cars are futuristic looking inside and out. The cars are very well contented. Customers, when they compare them with other REVs, PHEVs, BEVs in the market, they are coming out as a superior product. And we've seen this on ground. And we have customers coming in from different brands. I will not name them right now. But comparing us to them, and they say, this car is so much well contented. The price is amazing. How is this possible? And we just tell them, because Exceed and Exlantics are always looking for customer appreciation, customer journey, and making sure you get the best product at the best price.
At the best price, I guess.
Yeah.
I think this is where we, again, you talked about talking the talk, walking the walk.
Yeah.
Here, I think for Exceed, what really helped was the Exceeders initiative.
Yes.
I think that was something which was very well done by you guys. Can you talk us more about what this initiative was and how is it going?
Exactly. So Exceeders was made to fill a gap, technically. When you talk about brands, the brand doesn't live on a campaign, on a piece of paper, on an advertisement. The brand lives in people. So the initial idea for Exceeders was that our staff are Exceeders. Whether in breaking records or whether in customer experience, how they give back, how accountable they are for their own brand, how they own the brand. So that's how it started. But then the concept grew larger. So then we started looking at people in Kuwait who represent the community, who are overachieving, breaking records, being the best that they can be, being the top of their fields. And we made them honorary Exceeders. We celebrate them in every event. We celebrate them in every activation. We had a wall of fame for them in the old showroom, and we moved it digitally on a TV screen, describing them, talking about them. So this made the brand, the people understand why the brand is there and how they connect to it.
Yeah, correct.
Once this happened, the character of the brand changed. It became self-fulfilling. It became self-continuing because it's part of the community, and the community is part of the brand.
I think the name itself of the brand Exceed is so well thought out that I would probably want to be an Exceeder, right? It resonates with achievers.
That's a serendipitous thing that happened because to call a brand Exceed means you're going way above and beyond.
Correct.
For us, it was wordplay, Exceeders, Exceeders event, Exceeders cafe, because then it became a thing that grows with you. And the brand is integrated. You don't have to go aside or away from the brand itself.
So look, if I want to be an Exceeder, do I need to be a Guinness World Record holder or what?
So for being an Exceeder, maybe yes, but you can also be a Beyonder. So that's another thing. A Beyonder is one of a specific class of our customers who have shown loyalty to the brand, and the brand wants to show loyalty back to them. So these kind of customers have different tiers. We have the green, the gold, the silver, the platinum. each tier has its own criteria to
Yeah.
join, but also each tier has its own benefits.
Yeah.
Like from the top of my mind, I can name door-to-door service for after sales, privileged discounts at Chromozone, exclusive invites to events. You get to be part of the Exceeders and Beyonders community. You meet them at all our events,
Nice, yeah.
and there's much more to it.
Yeah.
And it's just started from the Exceeders to the Beyonders.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel now there will be something called Beyond Exceed.
Beyond Beyonders.
Beyond Exceed, is right? Okay, Beyond Beyonders.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I think, look, Xlantex has stepped the game from Exceed beyond just conventional technology.
Yes.
We see that.
Yes.
In terms of how you are carrying the brand, Exceeders and beyond, that is also, I think, positioning the brand in a consistent manner to the customer,
Correct.
right? So they are perceiving it in a unified way. That's excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, in terms of product portfolio, any sneak peek for customers, etc., to know what's coming in future? What's the plan? Yeah.
So yeah, we just launched our new MX,
Yeah.
which is, for lack of a better explanation,
Yeah.
it's a mini Porsche.
Yeah.
So the customers are loving it in the
Oh,
motor
can
show.
I- yeah.
We launched our VXP HEV.
Yeah.
We have our ET8 and ES7 coming. These are two new SUV and sedan REEV for the Xlantex brand.
Yeah, yeah.
And these are meant to also change the game forward.
Yeah.
We're expecting them around mid-July, so people can come to our showrooms and discover more about them. And honestly, Exceed has been always surprising us with product updates, new launches. So this is not a never-ending story for us.
Correct,
We're
yeah.
growing our portfolio more and more.
Yeah, I think we have been privileged to visit and experience these initiatives in China ourselves.
Correct.
What has been your take in seeing it with your own eyes and the development and the scale in China?
It was shocking
Yeah.
to be exact, because we went. They have their own city.
Yeah.
For Cherry and Exceed and Xlantex. They build their cars there. You have a car that comes out every minute. You have around 60 cars per minute. Sorry, every second. 60
Every
cars
second,
per
yeah,
minute.
yeah.
And 1,200 cars coming out minimum per hour or per 2 hours. So if you do the math, the number is huge.
Yeah.
And we were shocked when they told us, every second we have a car rolling off the line and it's getting done, prepared, shipped. Because we're the number one outsourcer from China for all cars.
Exactly.
Over the
Yeah,
last, I think, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, they have been doing
Yeah,
that. Right?
yeah.
And I think their level of automation has moved beyond 99%.
Yes.
That is amazing, right? Fully automated.
I remember even seeing the carriers. You don't have people carrying objects. You just have robots carrying, and they beep for you so that you move from the way and they continue their road.
Right.
That
So,
was.
I mean, that's actually scary, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I did not see in the factory any human. All the parts are even carried by robots and picking and racking.
Correct.
Exactly.
Even there's two. There are humans, but in the more detailed checking of the car.
Okay.
So there's the robot checking, and then they also check for quality control and everything to make sure everything is on par with the brand.
Excellent.
So they're very detailed on this.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of Exceed's performance within Middle East and Kuwait, what's your take? How is it performing? And any take for the customers to have some proof in the brand? Yeah.
So I can speak of our own success story, honestly. In Kuwait alone, Exceed grew over 200% in the past year.
Yeah.
It's projected to grow another 40% this year.
Yeah.
So the growth has not been just on paper.
Yeah.
We've seen it and we've been pleasantly surprised by it, because where we expected ourselves to be at the end of last year was way lower than we ended up last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is only because of consumer confidence. This is only because of us being integral parts of the community,
Yeah, yeah.
of us giving back and as much as we're getting,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
us actually keeping to our promise and actually delivering on our promises to our customers. And it's been seen over the past year and a half, and it will continue on in the future.
Absolutely.
So in terms of Exceed, it will keep on growing, and I believe it's going to be a staple in the Kuwaiti and GCC market.
Yeah. I think one testament and a stamp of approval is that I think Kuwait market is a global winner in NPS and CSI scores, right?
We won the number one GCC dealer of customer satisfaction. We have the trophy in our showroom. Anyone's welcome to come see it.
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have spoken. I think we have done enough sales pitch for Exceed, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's
It's just a passion of mine.
Excellent, yeah. Let's talk about yourself, right? What's your own philosophy? Where is Haytham going from where he is right now? Yeah.
So this shift from Rolls-Royce BMW to Exceed and building a brand has been a real learning curve for me. I realized that leadership is not about visibility. It's more about clarity. It's more about definition of actions. It's not about quick actions, it's more about the correct timing of actions. And what's very important is to make sure that everyone's aligned at every level. So one of the main things is, you know, in every company you have management pushing for volume,
Oh,
sales
yeah.
pushing for discounts, marketing wants to be premium or funny or something like
And
that.
spend money, yeah.
And then customers are like, what is this brand? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main things that we needed to define, which is make it aligned on all these levels, one direction, one tone of voice, one brand, to make it clear to customers and have better execution.
Yeah.
And what it also taught me is that I do not need to impress anyone. I just need to fix the entropy, reduce the entropy in the system. Make sure the system is as simple as possible.
Yeah.
If the system is easy, the teams work better. If the teams work better, the brand grows, and from there on, it's scalable.
It's scalable, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Where do we see Haytham going here from now in 5 years' time? Yeah.
Well, that's my ambition is to grow and grow as well. To
Grow,
handle
exceed,
more
right?
brands,
Yeah.
grow, exceed, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Grow other brands, handle larger portfolios. As career-wise, I would aspire to be GM and higher,
Yeah.
and within 5-10 years. This
Excellent.
is
Yeah.
something that I love because building brands requires direction from above.
Yeah.
And with good direction, as we've seen in our brands,
Yeah.
from your side, from my side downwards. So it's always helpful when the clarity is there, because then the teams can operate properly.
Exactly.
Culture is also important. People are also important, and
Yeah.
the only one who looks after these are the people up top.
Correct. I think great insights, Haytham, because look, I think as our focus sometimes we call about customer centricity all the time. And I think our organization, Yusuf Al Ghanem, is known for that.
100%.
But I think the baseline for that is employee centricity.
100%.
And I think with your leadership, it's going in the right direction. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Any parting ways for us to hear from you before we conclude? Yeah.
So one of the main things that people maybe misconceive is branding is not about just colors, logos, designs. Branding is really the architecture of the brand from within on out.
Yeah.
Whether through processes, people, whether through implementation, the tone of voice, the communication, how you price the pricing policy, all of these have to work together properly for you to build a brand.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just notes on paper. And this is the exact same thing. If you build the system correctly, then you succeed. If you don't, the system builds your outcome, and it's usually against you.
Exactly.
So you always have to build the system first,
Yeah.
make sure it's coherent, and then everything else falls in place. This goes for leadership, for teams, for brands, for everything the same.
Good. Look, I've heard a wise man once say that when you try to be everywhere, you end up being nowhere.
Exactly.
So I think Exceed is trying to be very specific,
very pinpointed in where we are,
in their target, right?
Alhamdulillah.
Excellent. So I think Haytham, lovely having you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I would love to hear your experiences once you come back from the upcoming Chinese motor show, right?
Yeah.
And we would love to hear that how is Exceed shaping up and evolving, right?
And about any sneak peeks coming forward.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Lovely. Thank you, Haytham, and we would love to see you again. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.